Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, November 19th. So apparently you guys are going to hear a lot more from me this week than normal, and maybe even a little more in the future. And that leads me to discuss what happened yesterday. So I'll be honest, the virus hadn't really affected me personally. I had a job, I was an essential worker, I was working every day. For the most part, it hadn't really affected me negatively at all. Until yesterday, something happened and they tightened things up at work yesterday. And I'll be honest, what they're making me do isn't horribly bad, but my mind and my body has decided that it was. And so now we have to have the doors locked. We can't let anybody in. I have to get up to unlock the door. That's going to be a big pain in the ass. Anytime customers are in the lobby, I need to make sure I have my mask on, which I hadn't been doing because when I answer the phone 150 times a day, I can't talk on the phone and do that with a mask on, and half the time I'm multitasking, and it's just going to be more difficult at work for a while. So last night when I came home, it was like my blood pressure went up, and I was like, I could feel my heart was like beating out of my chest really hard. And so I was dunking lavender. I take lavender oil a lot of times for anti-stress or bringing my stress levels down, which it does work very well. And I had drank some tea, some yogi tea called Relax the Mind. And after that first cup, I felt like I had had a glass of wine. So it did loosen me up a little bit. So I'm here to tell you there are natural things that you guys can do out there if the stress gets too bad. I have a toolbox in my head and in my home of things that I can do to bring my stress levels down. So I feel like I probably need to start talking about that more. But anyway, leading back to all the stuff yesterday, when I went to bed last night, my heart was beating so hard that I could not go to sleep. And I didn't sleep very well last night. And I feel like part of that was because there was this part of my mind or my soul that was saying, yep, they're going to tweak things up just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. They've already put the qualifications of what you can do for Thanksgiving, which is like absolutely ridiculous. Why even fucking bother having Thanksgiving, to be honest? And then the next thing, it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be something else, and it's going to be something else. And I think what I realized was that I had been kind of playing it safe for a while. I hadn't been doing a whole lot of stuff. I hadn't been super vocal about anything. I didn't want to jeopardize my job because I don't have another job to go to. And so I had been a little low key, but I think yesterday's events kind of made me realize that I better start upping my game, because if those of us who have a voice don't start doing something, that's what will continue. So I guess it goes back to the manifesting what we want to have happen. And, being complacent and quiet is kind of what has caused where we're at now. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I could bring to the table of things to raise vibrations, things to talk about. I run that through my head a lot. And again, I'm going to say I have played it safe because I just I could get away with it. And now I kind of feel like I said, the universe has turned up the heat on me, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to play it safe any longer. Fast forward to Thanksgiving. I am probably going to do a live on that not tomorrow, probably a live something over that 4-day holiday. I don't know when yet. We'll play it by ear. It may be fairly impromptu. You may have a little bit of notice, but I've got a 4-day weekend, so I think it might be a good time to do a live with everybody. Also, I want to give a shout out to my subscribers, I'll say, because you guys do help keep my vibrations high. And I want to give you a couple examples of what happened. One, I did that video yesterday on the med beds, and I had one response that was the first time he, I'm not sure if it was a male or female, to be honest, had ever heard of med beds, and I felt the positive energy come from that end of excitement. So those kind of messages help bring my vibrations up. That's one of the reasons I'm probably going to start doing more videos, is because if things at work are going to get not so fun and more difficult to deal with, then I'm going to need some form of something that's going to help raise my vibrations. Because if I don't have my customers coming into my lobby that I can talk to and enjoy and joke around, it's kind of like, get them in, stick them in a room, and get them out as soon as possible so they don't spread anything. So, so that was one thing. And the other thing, hopefully you're watching today, I have mentioned this before. I used to work at a candy store in a basket shop. It was combined, and sorry, I have a frog in my throat. I haven't talked to anybody yet this morning. I'm thinking it was about a year ago. I had 4 young men come into the candy shop, and we spent a considerable amount of time talking, just kind of hanging out. And we had some really, really interesting conversations, and I was learning everybody's names and feeling their energy and asking them what they wanted to do when they, got out of school, and what they were going to do to make the world a better place. Well, one of them, I woke up this morning after having a horrible night of not sleeping, and my head was killing me. And I woke up this morning, and one of my guys from that day had sent me a message and said, I don't know if you remember me, but, and I'm like, yes, I do remember you. I remember how fun that conversation was. And I kept thinking to myself, I was enjoying it a lot. And I kept thinking, well, one of them will go, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go. And no one ever said we need to go. They just kept standing there talking to me. And, so I just want to say welcome if you haven't been watching, and I'm glad that you sent me a message and let me know that you found me. So anyway, I think that's it. I think the point of this is to say yesterday brought me to that point of, it was like a tap on the shoulder from the universe saying, you better step things up. I feel like I do have a lot of information that could help people, and I feel like I have kind of been holding it in a little bit, playing it safe. Sorry, guys. I think a lot of people do that, and I probably will say I was one of them. So I may get into some more personal details of things that I've done in the past that have brought me to where I am now. Go into more details about some of the stuff that I think can help people. And I think that's it. So anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Again, if you don't have my email me at jojoleanne@gmail.com, jojoleanne@gmail.com. In case this channel ever gets taken off, I'll have a way to get in touch with people, because I suppose I could do videos and upload them that way. I just wouldn't, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. If I start going deeper into certain things, it could trigger something and get me thrown off of YouTube. We all know why. So I guess that's it. I will talk to you guys later. And one last thing. When I walked in the door of my apartment last night, I hear this voice in my head that said, let's talk about suicide. I was like, I'm not feeling suicidal. And I looked up. I didn't go into details about it, but I have a feeling that might be one of the things that they're wanting me to discuss is that some of that's been caused by the virus, and some of the things behind the scenes that aren't being discussed, um, the drinking, the physical abuse that may be happening in the households, the things that people do when they are super under stress, the anger that crops up, the depression. I feel like I'm going to have to be going into that a little bit deeper to maybe help more people. So I don't know. I'm done rambling. I know I ramble a lot in the mornings. I have a lot of stuff coming through my brains. Anyway, I will talk to everybody later, and have a good day. Bye.